All right. Hello, everybody. Out here, just chilling in nature. It looks beautiful out, but it's pretty cold. Still in the middle of winter. So today I wanted to talk about grounding and what that really means. So it's a term that's really thrown around a lot. And a lot of people, you may have heard you're ungrounded, they were ungrounded, something along the lines of that. Now, I want to first explain what that really means and why it could be beneficial to you, and then next, explain a couple of ways that you can actually ground yourself. It's not difficult to do, and it will really change things for you if you choose to do so. So, first off, grounding. What is it? What is grounding? Why do people say you're ungrounded? Why do people say this and that? Grounding is the act of bringing your frequency back down to earth, essentially. Chilling yourself out. It's the same way you have an electrical cord and you have a ground wire with it. You need in order for the current to flow in your body the way that it is intended to and the way that is natural for it, grounding yourself is very essential for that. It helps you stay balanced. It helps you not feel so anxious, so stressed, whatever it may be feeling. So, in our daily lives, in our daily world, most people kind of get caught up in their head. Get caught up in this higher part of your body, and it's just thoughts, and you're just flowing with it. Not really, though. You're being driven by it. You're being pulled along by it, and eventually that builds almost like sort of a static buildup in your body. You have no connection to discharge those unbalanced frequencies, so they just end up building up in your body. Now, this can cause a whole lot of things. This can cause stress. This can cause feelings of panic, feelings of anxiety. So when you ground these things back out, you give your body and you give these energies an opportunity to rebalance themselves. Now, what do I mean by coming back to the earth? So the earth, we came from the earth. Our body is made of earth. It's made of earth materials. Though we're a soul in a body. We're having a human experience as a soul in a body. The soul does not need the body. The soul exists beyond the body. So the soul could float off and just be in these thought places, these higher dimensions, whatever they might be, whether you're aware of it or not, and not ground itself. And a lot of times this can lead to, like I said, all sorts of emotional imbalances, all sorts of things that just do not make you feel pleasant. You don't feel like you're in your power. So the point is to use the awareness of the soul as you as the observer, and to bring that back into the body to reintegrate those frequencies. So it's about taking the soul, putting it back in the body, and then connecting the body to the ground, essentially. So when you do this, you just feel at peace. Because the earth is at peace, the earth is chill. You can give all of those frequencies, all of those imbalances, and let it just discharge into the ground. And then you don't have to hold it anymore. A lot of people get stuck on these charged up things, and they identify with it. They identify with the fact that they're feeling all this and all of that. And in reality, like I said, it's probably just you're not grounded. You're not rooted. You're not balanced in yourself, all right? So, how do we ground ourselves? Like I said, you are the observer. You are the soul in the body. We recognize that because you say, I have a body. You don't say, I am a body. You have a body. Who is the you that has a body? That's the energy in you. That's the awareness in you. When that awareness comes back to the ground and focuses back on the frequency of the earth, that's one way to ground yourself. Literally just thinking about the earth, thinking about the ground, thinking about what it feels like to have your feet on the ground, what it feels like to just take a deep breath, be here right now, right in the moment. That's a big part of it too. Bringing yourself back to the now moment. The mind has this uncanny ability to have you focused on all these things that are not right now. All these things that are in the future, and what's tomorrow, what am I going to have for dinner, and what am I going to do a year from now, and what happened last week, and who did this to what, and all this nonsense. So when we bring the focus back to just, all right, earth, chill, ground, right now, right now. You effectively ground yourself. All right? That is one very basic way to do it. Just bring yourself to the now, take a deep breath and relax. Observe what nature is doing. I mean, look at these trees and everything. Do they seem like they're wound up about anything? Do they seem like there is anything that they are not at peace about? No. No. They're firmly rooted in their calm. They're right back in it. You are an extension of nature. We're just these kind of more complicated ones, perhaps. So when you bring yourself back to that awareness of just, all right, relax right now. I am right here, right now. All is well. All is well. You realign yourself with that frequency of peace, that frequency of nature. All right? Now here's another way that I like to do this. Now this is more along the lines of sort of doing energy work with yourself, reconnecting yourself energetically with the ground. This can be very powerful, and a lot of people that I do this with get some interesting sensations from it. So it's really simple. Bring your focus, your awareness within your body, and I'm not saying look anywhere with it, just where you're focused in your body, because a lot of times our focus, it's in our head, it's floating around in our head. Bring it down all the way to your feet and just focus on your feet. Notice the sensations in your feet, and then imagine roots are coming out of your feet and into the ground. And then breathe and just allow whatever you don't want to hold on to, whatever is causing you to feel whatever, let that go through the ground. Let that just discharge into those roots in your feet and just feel the connection. This is like the literal essence of be a tree. Make yourself a tree. Connect that essence to the ground. The more and more you do this, the more you feel this sensation and get out of your head, the more that you this starts to be a normal process for you. Because at first, we're really beings of habit and pattern. And most people, like I said, are in that pattern and habit of just swirling around in their head all day with all these thought forms. And the only reason you do that is because you're used to it. Because that's what you've been taught. You perhaps don't know any different, which is okay. It's just know that that's what's happening. You're swirling around in your head, and there's really no reason at any moment to not feel contentment on some level of inner peace. At the core, we are peace. So, when you bring your focus down to your feet, you're focusing on that root. Now, you can go as far as you want with this. You can bring those roots and literally imagine that energy coming up your legs, through your body, and just feeling like literally that tree sensation, that sensation that I'm here right now, I'm rooted in the ground, nothing is going to move me. I am here right now, nothing is going to move me. Everything is okay. Having that mindset and having that awareness and bringing that focus to there, that will ground you out really quickly. And like I said, some people have interesting sensations with this. You might feel some buzzing in your body, maybe some tingling in your feet. This is energy literally discharging from your body. It's coming out through those roots and it's just going into the ground and it's discharging in the earth. It is being neutralized. It's being balanced. You don't have to worry about it. It's not something you have to hold. All right? So the next level of this, and this is when you're starting to get into the more multi-dimensional awareness of yourself. Grounding from one point of view makes you a fixed point. Now, if you were to view yourself as a multi-dimensional being, which we all are, you are a constantly moving point, all right? So this is when you change your focus from I'm this fixed point in the ground, which can be useful at times still, and instead view your entire body as a root system, a movable root system. I mean, if you look at these hands that we have even, are these not tree roots? Are these not the same exact thing as the roots that you see on a tree or the branches that you see on a tree? We're just rooting into the ether around us. We're rooting into the energies that are around us. So, by bringing your awareness across your body as opposed to just in your feet, and I always recommend starting from the heart space when you do this, so bring your focus down into the center of your chest. Allow this awareness to expand all the way through your arms to the end of your fingertips, all the way through your legs to the end of your toes, all the way up through your head, and just be aware of your entire body as it is in that given moment. Now what you end up doing, you are rooting yourself to your body, to yourself. You're bringing your awareness, your conscious awareness, your presence, and you're integrating it through your entire vessel. Now, this is really useful, like I said, when you have a more multi-dimensional perspective, because you're not a fixed point anymore. This way, you recognize yourself as a movable, changeable point but you're still integrated fully throughout your vessel. Now, this will make you feel really good because you're bringing the conscious awareness, which is just joy, it's bliss, it's neutral. You're not going to feel, it's calm, it's just a very stable point, and you're bringing this vibration into your entire vessel. The more and more you do this, like I said, you build new patterns of energetic flow throughout yourself. So the more you practice these different methods, and try them, just try different ways, and you can experiment with this. It doesn't have to be these particular methods. Play with how you can feel more connected to the ground, more connected to the earth, and just see what works for you. So, like I said, you build new patterns for yourself. You build new patterns of awareness that ultimately make you feel grounded regularly. When I was first learning all this stuff, it was like the most foreign thing in the world to me, and I was always like somewhere out of my body, like way out there. When I first started getting in my body, I was like, wow, all of this anxiousness, all of this is not me. And it never was. I just had patterns of not balancing my energy within myself, of not coming back to the ground and coming back to the earth. It's about the spirit meeting the earth. When you bring those together and meet them in the center, that's what your body is. It can be in balance or it can not be in balance, but it's these simple methods of awareness that can bring you into power with yourself and bring you into touch with the ground again. As I said, we are multidimensional beings. We are souls here having a human experience. Integrate the soul within the human. Teach yourself to be one with the ground and one with yourself simultaneously. And you'll find just a whole new level of peace and balance in your life. As I've learned to do this more and more, when I notice myself starting to like float off a little bit, it's so quick for me to just, oh, that point of awareness. That's what you want to feel. Because your body remembers sensations. It remembers feelings. So when you remember the feeling of being at peace and being grounded, and the more you teach yourself that, all you have to do then is bring your focus to that feeling of being at peace and being grounded, and it just does it for you. So once you've gotten over the part of like how it feels, might feel uncomfortable or might feel awkward or just something that you're not used to at first, eventually that becomes very normal for you. It becomes very easy and it becomes very quick. And then from there, most of your day is then spent in a peaceful place, coming from a rooted place, coming from a grounded place. And you'll find that everything in your world just becomes a bit easier, it becomes a bit nicer. You feel nicer throughout the day. You make better decisions. You have more pleasant thoughts because you're not inviting all this like chaos coming in. So with that, I invite you to try it. I invite you to, you don't have to be out in nature to do it. You can be anywhere. You could be driving, you could be sitting in your bedroom. Nature's a great place to start, as always, because the trees, they're just great teachers on how to do this. But wherever you are, you can ground yourself. Wherever you are, you can feel balanced, you can feel harmony. So with that, make it your own. Do what you will with it. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.